time for a new shoe review. Today we're going to be reviewing the brand new Adipower Threes. And I have a lot to say about these shoes, but there's a couple quick things I want to get out immediately. Number one is that if you've been following the shoe's release at all, you've probably heard that the heel height is 22 millimeters. In fact, it actually says it on the back of the heel here, offset 22 millimeters, which I think is the same as the Legacy lifters. It's a little bit higher than average. Average is 3/4 of an inch, which is about 19-20 millimeters. I don't have an extremely reliable way of measuring this heel height, but I can tell you it feels exactly the same as the Adipower Ones, which were a very popular shoe, and the Adipower Ones are known for having that average heel height of 0.75 inches or 19-20 millimeters. So for those of you who are worried about that, fear not, the shoe feels great. I have a lot of other good things to say about it. One other point about the heel heights, Adidas released their Lice Stungs in 2016, and that shoe got a lot of flack because it did have a 1-inch heel height. That of course helps people with really poor ankle mobility, but it does pitch your knees in front of your toes a lot more, and that can put even more force into your knees. If you're loading them so heavy day in and day out, that can very easily give you patellar or quad tendonitis, so that's something to keep in mind when you're looking for shoes with different heel heights. All right, let's get into it. When we're picking our weightlifting shoe, there's 3 things I think we should focus on that can help assure that the shoe is making us a better lifter. One of those being stability, the second being fit and comfort, the third being looks. And I will get into all those as we go throughout the video. We will do the fun one first. Let's get into the looks of the shoe. Now, I bought the red version of the shoe. They also come with a white version with black accents and a black version with white accents. At first glance, I think the shoes look sleek, they look simple, they are a good looking shoe, but of course that's subjective. The Adipower Threes are made with a ripstop upper. It seems to be reinforced a little bit in the forefoot, so the shoe should hold up. It should be pretty durable. Of course, we would have to put it to the test for a long period of time to see that. Comparatively, the Adipower 2s seem to be made with one material throughout the entire shoe. Looks like a canvas to me, although I don't own a pair, so it's hard to say. But what I can say is the shoe is very comparable to the Adipower 1s. This should be a good segue for us to talk about the comfort and the fit of the shoes. So let me show you guys something. I am wearing the 1s and the 3s right now, and I can tell you that my pinky toe on the 1s hangs off the side of the shoe just a smidge. It could be because they're worn in a little bit, but on the 3s, my whole foot is definitely planted into the insole just fine. Padding wise as well, the ankle collar of the 1s is super padded. The ankle collar of the 3s seems like it's just slightly less padded, which I do enjoy. Thankfully, you don't get any heel slip in the shoe, which is great, but the padding seems to extend through the front of the shoe on the 3s a little bit more than the 1s. I do feel like the 3s are more comfortable for me. I do feel like my foot fits better in those, but again, I have an 8 in the 3s and an 8.5 in the 1s. So that should tell you something too. If I had a 8 in the 1s, those might be even less comfortable, and so I would say that the comfort of the 3s surpasses the 1s. If you know anything about Adidas weightlifting shoes, or the Adipower specifically, you know they are very narrow weightlifting shoes. If you have a narrow foot, you will win out in these shoes, no question at all. This should be your shoe. If you have wide feet, this absolutely should not be your shoe. If you have an average size foot, then you have a lot of choices here. You could wear the Adipower, you could wear the Romaleos, you could wear an older weightlifting shoe. You have some choice here. The shoe isn't so narrow that it is crushing your feet. I feel a little bit of squeeze on the side of my feet and a little bit of openness in the toe, but otherwise the shoes feel great. And finally, we're gonna end on stability of the shoes. I think this is the weakness of the Adipower. You have a lot less surface area on the outsole compared to a Romaleo. You'll notice that these outsoles are very different. The Romaleo 4s are much wider, there's a lot more surface area, you can see the sharp edges, whereas the Adipowers are a lot smoother, more rounded, and definitely more narrow, like the fit of the shoe. Comparatively, between the Adipower 3s and the 1s, they are almost identical in terms of how the outsole moves about and how it fits. You'll notice that between the 1s and the 3s, the 1s are a little bit sharper with their edges, the 1s are smoother. Hard to say whether that matters or not, but you should know that that outsole is just going to be more narrow and have less surface area compared to a Nike shoe. Overall, I think this contributes to a lack of stability in the shoe. The shoe isn't unstable per se, but because there's less surface area compared to other dominant weightlifting shoes, you're just going to have less support, and that's the fact. The last thing I'll say about the stability of the shoe is that the tread on this shoe is very solid. It is sharp. It's even sharper where the toes are and where the heel is. It's a little bit smoother in the middle, but I think this tread can last a while. It's going to keep you more grounded. It's going to help you if you're dealing with slippery platforms. I know some people have dealt with that at big national meets and in some of your home gyms as well, including ours, Milwaukee Barbell. We've got some slippery platforms. So this shoe will keep you more grounded because of that tread. Older weightlifting shoes had awful tread, and I have some older pairs that the outsole is completely worn away. I slide all over the place. So this is one thing about modern weightlifting shoes that is excellent. The treads are much better, and the Adipower Threes will do a great job in keeping you grounded to the platform. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Overall, my opinion is that this is a good weightlifting shoe. If you have a narrow foot, this is probably going to be your flagship shoe, and I don't doubt we're going to see this on the main stage a lot. It's comfortable, it's relatively good looking, and I think it's also going to be a durable shoe. So it really depends on your foot shape. If you have a narrow foot, this is going to be great. If you have a wide foot, it's not going to be great. Despite how I feel about the shoe, I need to be really honest. Adidas has been on thin ice for the last 10 years. They have completely gone backwards in the quality of their weightlifting shoes. They used to make stuff like this. The materials were better. They used a wooden heel. The shoes are just too cost intensive apparently. Adidas doesn't even market their weightlifting shoes. So it is hard for me to call the Adipower 3 a win. I do think it is some progress from the shoes they've made in the last 8 years, but I still just hope long term someday they can go back to making really high quality shoes. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more stuff like this. I'll see you guys in the next one.